That's where we are going to attempt to go. That's what time it is, p.m. And we are grabbing some rods here and are gonna head up into across the Canadian border and go chase some lake trout. Nasty storms coming in here in Minnesota and on the whole southern side of Lake Superior, all your Michigan waters. It's going to be too windy, too rainy. There's a little pocket of Canadian waters where the forecast look like it's going to be fishable in terms of precipitation and wind. So we are going to send it up there and hopefully be on the water by 4:30 a.m. and out to that reef that I just showed you guys by daybreak, where we are going to be able to hopefully fish until 2 or 3 p.m. and then make our way back. But this is kind of one of those trips where you just got to find a window of time and just go for it. No sleep, no really planning, no nothing, but that's kind of what it takes to get up there this time of year. So we're going to throw some jigging rods, some trolling rods, kind of, you guys know the program, throw it all into the boat, head on up out of here. Hopefully a good, nice, easy drive up there. But yeah, we should be on the water and fishing by morning, so we will check in with you guys in a little bit. We got our lifesaver. Timmy's, can never go wrong with some coffee and donuts on an all-nighter. We are here in Thunder Bay right now. We have a little drive left, a couple hours, but we're gonna be up into the Canadian waters. Still light winds. Again, we're kind of flirting with the wind today, with the weather. A big system's coming into like the Duluth area. Bayfield, Ashland area, all that South Shore is going to get rain and wind. We found a pocket up here where there is no precipitation, but we're really having to watch the weather quick. About every hour, I'm still checking it on my phone, even though we're driving up, because it is changing hourly. A great app is Windy, W-I-N-D-Y. Download it from the iOS or Android Play Store, Google Play Store, whatever you want to call it. But bam, right there, it's a good visual, great visual on wind. It's you can move your time. Here's what we're looking at 4 o'clock today. Green is wind. Green is no good. Green is too wavy for a 22-foot fiberglass boat. So we're gonna get kicked off the lake for sure by 3 to 4 p.m. today. However, up until then, we're going to be good. Here's what we're looking at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. There's not much green up around here, so we are going to be fine until about mid-afternoon, and then it's going to be getting kind of wavy. So we're strategically planning our run where we are going to drive the boat to the east, because we're going to have an east wind later today. So that means once the wind does pick up, we're going to have a boat ride back with the waves. So again, it's all strategic, it's all planning. You got to think about this type of stuff because Lake Superior is not a lake to mess with. Things can get ugly fast. So we have backup plans. Safety is always number one in mind. So it's cold, it's 32, 33 degrees up here. So we have the winter gear with, but again, we're gonna another couple hour drive and we'll be at the boat landing, have the boat in the water, probably be making our way out in the dark. So right now there is virtually no wind, so it will be calm seas. So let's hit the road. We have made it on the water bright and early. It's incredible how early that sun rises this time of year. I mean, it was light out at 3:45, you can start seeing some light on the eastern horizon, but we're on the water. That wind is starting to blow a little bit. We're gonna play by the big lakes rules today. We're just gonna kind of stay flexible and do what she lets us do. So we're gonna head out to that reef that we showed you earlier, where we're gonna attempt to make our way there. I haven't even looked, 20, 30, all of a 30-mile boat ride. So we're gonna be in for a long one, but we're gonna make our way there and see what happens. So again, it's calm seas, but that wind is starting to pick up right now. You can see some ripples on the water, but forecast was for less than 10 miles an hour until 3 o'clock. So no cell service anymore, so we are gonna take a chance and see what happens. We have arrived. As soon as we got here, we saw a seagull flying away with a big herring in its mouth. That's a great sign. If I had 2 goals for today, one would be just to get out here in the first place. Number 2 is to grab some fish. So all around us is 400, 500, 600, 700 feet. We're up in about 120 right now. It's just going to be a challenge in itself to grab some fish. So I'm hoping we can spend less than about a half hour driving around to just try to grab something here. So you just don't know where these fish are going to be. 35-degree water, extremely cold, but we're just going to take some time now and drive around and try to grab these fish. All right, we're spot locked over where we grabbed that fish. I'm gonna throw down a big, about a 6-ounce jig head in a pink plastic. We have Cody and Josh in the boat today. You're gonna, here, once you throw a bondy on yours, we'll probably hook Josh up with a bondy as well. If I don't get bit in 20 minutes, I'm gonna be switching to a bondy, but I wanna give this a shot because that looks pretty good as well. But there he is. Oh, I saw him on the graph, but he just screamed up off bottom. I just jigged it twice and it was fish on. That's the first lake trout. Very cool, very dark fish. First lake trout of the day. I mean, that's super satisfying. You just never know what can happen out here. You can come out here and not even catch a fish, or not even graph any, or not even get out here in the first place. But you know, to catch a trout like that in the first 2-3 minutes is pretty ideal. That's not a bad one. We're gonna let him go.
Everyone has their own definition of home. For Dave and Susan Bauer, it's the road. But when a crash and rollover put the brakes on a trip to Florida and stranded the Bauers in the middle of nowhere, they needed to rely on a little help from their friends in the faraway land of West Bend. West Bend issued a check for the damages so quickly that they were able to continue on to Florida in a new truck pulling a brand new trailer, so they could still enjoy their non-refundable place in the sun. Ask your independent agent about putting a silver lining behind wherever it is you call home.
There's one. They're just loaded on the graph down there too. I mean, it's just, you see 3, 4, 5 fish on bottom, but that's just what it takes too, is when you're driving over these fish, you might have one that's up above the rest of them, and that's the fish you're gonna graph on your electronics, and just stop and go fish them, because there's a bunch more down there.
Another little guy.
Little trout. Hopefully bigger ones are gonna be to come, but nothing wrong with him at all. Just got pummeled. There he is, fish. You cast it out and you have maybe, I don't know, 100 feet of line out and then 100 feet down the bottom, and you can feel that lake trout hit it. I mean, that's what you live for. I mean, this is exactly what I live for, is it's out in the middle of nowhere, nobody around. You know, there's nothing more fun in my mind. Nothing more fun. And they're not even big trout, but I don't care, because look at that, Cody's hooked up. I mean, look at how gorgeous these fish are. just out in the abyss. And anything can happen out here. I mean, it's just, you just never know what can happen out here. Anything could. I mean, look at that top dorsal fin. That's big. That's an awesome fish. He cracked it. Man. Man, was that fun. Is yours any bigger over there?
Well, the same size, maybe a little smaller.
A little smaller. That's a pretty one though, hey? That's a pretty one. I'm gonna get mine back. Thank you, girl. Oh, that's a rush. That's an absolute rush feeling these things hit. They do, they just crack it. I mean, that's how far I'm casting out, and then we're in 100 feet of water, and I still felt that hit pulsate through the line and into the rod. Crazy. Wow. I don't know, these are good fish, they're fun, but there's so much structure out here that we can venture around and try to find. I don't know how long we're gonna stick it out here. We might get sick of this after a half hour catching these. I mean, that's 5 or 6 that we've caught already, so there's plenty of fish down there, but there's a lot of other areas to explore before this wind picks up. They aren't big fish by any means, but it literally feels like a 28-inch walleye hitting your jigging plastic. I mean, that's literally how hard they're hitting. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind these fish have never seen a lure in their life. Again, they're not big, but they are fun and they are pretty. I mean, just look how gorgeous that fish is. Just so pristine, not a mark on it. Smaller in size, but so much character. It's just one after another. Did he absolutely smoke it? Not that big of a fish, but what was cool about this one is that he was in about 10 feet of water. Super shallow. Look at that trout. So what we have here is a hump that literally comes up to 10 feet, and he was right up on top of it. I can see bottom right now. I just casted that Bondi over it and was reeling it back, and thwack, he just hammered it. Look at those fins. Big old fins on them. Big fins. That's what's fun about the open waters out here. You just don't know what that next fish could be. I mean, that's awesome. Look at that. Oh, was that fun? That was fun. Look at that. Unbelievable. There's bigger ones down there. So what we're doing now is we are on the hunt for some bigger fish. This wind is picking up more than I anticipated so early. It's only 6:45 right now and it's already starting to build. So our time is very limited. So we're just kind of on the hunt for some bigger fish while we're out here.
Literally don't know how big these fish are gonna be.
Bigger fish.
Here we go. Here we go, he's taking drift.
This wind is picking up. We're on borrowed time. We've been weeding through all these small fish all morning so far. By all morning, I mean for the past 45 minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah, you got a better one here, bud.
This is definitely a good fish. He's got some power.
You got a better one here. Oh. This wind is blowing more than the forecast said, but you just don't know. We have no cell service, so you can't look it up or anything like that. It's cold. East wind is cold. Oh, buddy. What do you have?
Yeah, I mean, it makes
this
it all
is a big
that
fish
much
too.
more exciting, you know, when you don't know how big.
Sorry, you just lost your net, man, Josh.
Oh, nice. We got a double. Grant's all hooked up now.
This rod just got whacked. This rod just got whacked.
I think mine might be coming up.
This is a big fish.
Here he is. He's nice.
That's a good fish.
This is a good fish.
Oh gosh, that's a good one.
There's a good one.
That's a good fish. Here, keep your net right there. Oh gosh, oh gosh. That's crazy. Unbelievable. I set this rod down to come that Josh's, and I hear it, and it's back there getting pulled out of the boat. This is gonna be a big fish, guys. It's just the unknown. It's the abyss out here. You just have no idea what you could hook or what you can experience.
Fish grab.
Grab the bigger net. Grab the bigger net. I'm gonna keep
the
this.
bigger net. This is unreal right now.
I'm gonna keep this net here.
Oh, it's a nice one.
Yeah, it's a bigger fish. Look at that, guys. That's magic. That's magic. Look at that. Doubles on a cold and bitter day on Lake Superior. Gorgeous fish. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You got to get out there and just do it. Just do it. Rain everywhere else, but no rain up here. You might as well drive, no sleep. That's what it's all about, baby. Awesome fish. There she goes. Doubles. Back down. Oh, it hurts. It's painful today.
Fingers are numb.
Yep.
Water's cold.
Surround it again. No. These fish have so much power.
This fish are starting to get closer to the surface, but just like that, he's right back down. Yeah, he just doesn't want to quit either. He's starting to wear me out.
Keep him up. Get him up. Get him up. Look at that, baby. That's a big open water Lake Superior trout. He coming hooked. He just coming hooked. He's not happy either. Oh, what a rush. What a rush. Cold water, they fight so hard. These fish are in shallow. They are just riled up. That's a heck of a fish. You know, I'm pushing that 17, 18 pound range. I won't say he's quite 20, but he's getting up there. I mean, it's all of 37 inches probably. Very nice fish. What a fight, huh? I mean,
Yeah, my arm's a little tired.
that fish tired you out.
Shoulder for sure.
Oh my gosh. That is a beautiful fish. I could tell he had some length to him with the head shakes. I mean, they're huge head shakes. But you never know that you're going to have this.
Everything I just gained back, he stripped again.
Let's put this into perspective on what was going on here. I just did a closing. We were going home. We were about to get on plane. We grabbed a big fish. We turned around, spot lock, dropped down. This fish rose 60 feet to hit Cody's bait. Like, I was here taking off my audio. Like, we were done. And we saw this big mark on the graph. And Cody drops down. He was the first one down there. This fish rose 60 feet on the graph and just clobbered him. I don't know how big it's gonna be, but it's fighting good. Is that cool? That's a big one. That right there is the power of electronics and spot lock, especially spot lock. We're going to get on plane. He's coming hooked, but we're going to get on plane, and we saw this fish and circle back around, press one button, drop a bondy down, game over. That's a big fish. Unbelievable fish. That's a big girl.
I think we almost didn't drop a line on this one too.
Right? We were like, should we swing back around and drop down on him? Of course you should. You always should, right? I mean, what a fish. What a character. That is awesome. This may be or may not be our official closing now, but I think we're gonna head back. It's hard to leave these trout alone. Oh man, awesome fish, buddy. Let's get her back.